Why hello, we'll just get right to it, I think. And this video, I'm doing the introduction ahead of time to keep us both on the same page. This is just going to be a super normal video because I have realized that my house is not in order, and I would like to put my house in order. And I'm going to tell you how I'm going to put my house in order, but really this video is more about why I'm deciding to take the steps I'm going to take to put my house in order, because ordinarily I do not put my house in order. When my house is not in order, I'm like, I'm going to do all of the things in life that are important and the things that actually bring personal fulfillment and the things that matter. And cleaning my room is not something that matters. But really, what's going on is I want to be a successful, happy little boy. And when I'm doing something new and reaching out, just pushing myself, I want to be able to do that from a center of being successful. So if my endeavor fails, um, and I don't need to do it that way because things can fail, and that's totally fine. And even if it didn't fail because you learn, it feels like a failure, so it failed in some way, but everything always fails. Anyway, that's besides the point. Because if this morning I decided to do a broadcast, which is one of the new things I'm getting more into trying to do, and if that broadcast went like a little subpar, then I would exit the broadcast and be a broadcaster or a guy who tried doing a broadcast but that didn't really work, and so then that's not like much of an identity, and then like my stuff is still messy at home, then I have to go to work, which isn't like fulfilling, and there's just room for that to get like kind of dodgy because I don't have like a solid core to operate from. So today I'm taking the curious step, although it is enjoyable that I am starting this all off with a video, which definitely speaks to this no longer being a challenging thing to overcome like I was talking about in the last video. That I can just, I'm going to put my house in order and I'm going to make a video about it first. And that can just be part of my routine. So that's really fun to see of myself, and we're happy about that. But at any rate, here's a couple of the fixes in my real world physical life that I would like taken care of. Just things that I would like to have better. And I am the only person who can better them. No one can do my laundry except for me. No one can like cook my food or buy my groceries except for me. And these are like things that need to be done. And these are things that I don't want to do because they're like details of life, and I don't like details of my life. I'm the kind of boy who likes videos of my life and doing live streams of my life and doing interesting, fun things. But no one else can do the things that need to be done. And today I'm going to actually do the things that need to be done, which is atypical behavior. So now I'm about to go and just make a list of basically chores. And depending on the type of person you are about to officially begin like you are watching a video, but you're going to keep watching a video if that's who you are, about a guy who's VTubing, and he's just talking about making a chore list. This is the most ordinary, mundane. It's just no one else is talking about making chore lists. But it's going to be a little bit interesting, hopefully, because after I make my list of what it is that I want to get done, and not just today, but what I want to get done, I'm going to describe why I'm cutting off the things, because there's so much I want to have done, and more than just what I can do today, and I don't want to set my sights too big. So I'm going to talk about why I'm making the choice, like I'm going to cut off my list where I am, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why I'm deciding to do chores today, and I promise there's like something mildly interesting there. So we're going to talk about the mechanism at the end of the video, and right now I'm just going to make a chore list for myself. I gotta fix I'm lagging though. So I have to do laundry. I don't have to do laundry, but I choose to. And then I have like the clean clothes pile and the dirty clothes pile, which is next to the laundry hamper, because maybe the dirty clothes pile like I have to sift through a little bit, because sometimes the clean clothes fall out onto the floor near the laundry hamper, so I have to like sort out my laundry. I don't have eggs, and I'm a breakfast boy. It's my favorite food, and eggs are pricey right now, and so it's like I can't possibly buy eggs, which means I felt permanently poor for like a few weeks because I don't want to buy the pricey eggs, but I want to have eggs at home, and I feel happy when I have eggs in the morning, and I haven't had any eggs for a while because they're pricey, and it's like, oh my god, Phineas, you don't want to be poor, and you just buy the eggs, and so I want eggs. And like breakfast sausage and stuff. I'm legitimately making a video just about my day. The front tire on my bicycle keeps getting flats, and I don't care for that one bit. So I'm going to see if I can patch the two, but if it's a flat in the same spot, then it's the wheel has a problem. And I don't want to figure that out because I don't want to have to do it. But also, if the wheel has a problem, then I have to like get a new wheel, and that's like a bigger fix. And right now, if I don't investigate it, it's like the wheel, maybe it's not broken. Maybe I just happen to keep getting flats, and if it's in the same spot, though, that's a really bad problem. And I don't want to deal with that. So if I don't investigate it, then I don't have to worry about replacing the wheel. And I think maybe it's like a spokes thing, so maybe it needs to just like be repaired. And I don't want to have to deal with that. So if I don't look at it, there's a chance it'll fix itself. And that's never happened once in my entire life. A bicycle has never fixed itself, but I think this time it might work. So that's why I'm a little bit on the fence if I want to investigate the flat tire situation. Because I can take the bus, and then it's like super duper cold because it's February. So I don't want to ride the bicycle, but then I don't want to take the bus, but then I have to do groceries, and that's easier when you have a bicycle. And then that's a lot of things I have to do, and so then I get overwhelmed, and then either I VTube instead of doing other things, or I just like play video games and hope my problems solve themselves, and that never has worked, but maybe this time it will work. I don't know. And then there's just like physically tidying up a little bit. My desk space is in the living room, and it's just gotten a little bit messy, and so I just want to tidy up a little bit and be a good roommate and stuff like that. And that's pretty much what I want to do today. Not buy eggs. I need to buy eggs, it's on the list. But grocery shopping would be like a big, that's a stretch goal. And I also want to buy a crock pot, a little crock pot, which I think I could get home on my bicycle. I just have to be creative. So I got to go to the thrift store. And that would be awesome to knock out today because then I can do food prep and start making like bigger chilies and stuff because I recently moved. And so I just like start needing to acquire some of these things that you take for granted when you live with people who already have the things. And I've been putting off doing that sort of stuff because I don't want to spend the money, and then I just feel super poor when I don't even have a crock pot at home. But I don't want to overload myself with too many chores, basically. So now I'm done talking about what I want to get done today, and now I'm going to talk about why I'm cutting off the list where I am, and how I'm going to, because usually I'm an all-in boy. And if I want to do chores today, I'll pile on the chores. But I also understand that like making videos is a happy experience for me, and I want to make room for happy things also in my day. So here's a bit about that, I guess. Because I do not love going to grocery stores and shopping and buying eggs, and I don't like going to buy crock pots. I just don't love doing that kind of stuff. It's boring, it's life details, it's inconvenient, and it's like, well, Phineas, you're a human, and I have it on good authority that humans enjoy food in crock pots. But we're gonna go back to like that success thing, right? Because if I come back and all I've done in my day is buy a crock pot and I have expensive eggs, why do I keep talking about the eggs? Because then I don't really feel any more successful. I had to take the hit of buying expensive eggs, and I don't normally treat myself to things, and that's why like it took a very long time to get all of my VR gear going, because these are expensive investments, and I have to find like, okay, listen to yourself, VR could be really important for like self-expression and learning who you are and all that stuff. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll save up a whole bunch of stuff, and then I'll buy something fun, like an expensive toy, but it's really great. And eggs are not an expensive toy, but they are pricey right now. Stop talking about eggs. But buying eggs and a crock pot is not something that I feel like doing. And it's going to be easier to do those things if I come at them from a center of success. If I come home and I have like laundry done and my space is clean, then I get to be like, oh wow, look at me, I have my things together. I'm so well put together as a human. I'm such an adult. I don't always feel like an adult, and a lot of Phineas Former is practicing not being an adult, and it's great, but you gotta, do all of it at the same time. So doing other smaller chores will help me be prepared for, say, like tomorrow, I can do a different chore that I want to do even less, but because I'm coming from a space of success, I am a human who, and like, first of all, it's fun being a human who has like a furry YouTube channel. It's not a furry YouTube channel, it's a YouTube channel where I present myself as a furry. And interestingly, I do find it to be chiefly adult to be able to make videos like this, and to be able to be a little bit more emotionally free, even to the point where if I feel like making a video about chores, I'm gonna make a video about chores. And that's a really silly video to make. No one is making videos about chores. No one will want to watch my video about chores. Why am I making a video about chores? Well, because I like making videos. I don't like doing chores. So if I make a video about doing chores, then I'm excited about chores now because it's actually part of my video. And then if I make another video about like, hey, how did my chores go? I get to be excited about the results of my chores. I made a strange life for myself, but I'm going with it, and the more I allow myself to go with my life, the more that I kind of like it. So I didn't want to do chores, but I like making videos. So I made a video to do some chores, and I'm choosing easy chores so that I feel a little bit more of a successful boy. So tomorrow I could be a little bit more set up to do a more challenging chore. It feels like doing laundry so that tomorrow I can buy eggs is an odd chain. For most normal people, I have a feeling if they want eggs, if they need groceries or a crock pot, or if they need to do whatever their life is, they can just kind of do that. I have a feeling that's how normal people operate. And they can just decide, I'm going to fix my bicycle. And they can just do that. And if they don't want to do it, they're like, well, I'll put on music and do that. And right now, the idea, like I said, the word fix my bicycle, and I deflated. My bicycle is a deflated tire, but I think I also broke a little on the inside. I don't want to do it, and I don't think I could right now. Like, to the mechanic, like if I'm a sim, and I keep, like, bicycle, it keeps crossing out immediately, and he goes to, like, buy a snack and then cry because he doesn't have a bicycle, because sims don't make sense, and neither do I. But that's okay, because I don't make sense, and the only thing I can really do is allow myself not to make sense because that's who I am, and usually I ignore who I am because I don't like being a person who can't fix his bicycle on command, so I play video games instead because sometimes it sucks being me. Now we're going to just hold off on that for a second, and we're going to get to the part of the video that I actually feel like talking about. I just had to talk about all of my chores first, I guess. Because a tenet of meditation, and I've been going to a meditative kind of routine session in Resonite sometimes, and that's just been kind of good because I don't normally do that sort of thing in public, so that's been a really cool experience for me. And one of the things, a mantra that comes up pretty frequently is like when you have a thought come in, like address it and what is it called? Thank yourself for recognizing the thought and being cognizant, and then, set it aside for later, or labeling. I learned about labeling. So it was a thought about like work came in and distracted my meditation. I am lagging so much right now. But you label the thought as like a work thought, or like I'm physically tired thought, or I'm worried about my relationship thought. And then when you're done meditating, you can then be like, I'm going to address the pile of 17 times I had the intrusive thought about my relationship is falling apart. And that's something you can tell, like, I'm clearly worried about, but I put those thoughts aside while I was meditating. So labeling is really excellent. But the thing that comes up every time is to recognize your behaviors, thank yourself for recognizing the behaviors, because even just acknowledging behaviors and thoughts is its own step. And then make a healthy change. And I was like, what does that even mean? I don't want to make any healthy changes, which itself is not great. And the thing in particular was, in the mornings, recognize your behaviors. Like when you wake up, the first thing you should do is just sit and ruminate or whatever. And usually my mornings are like scroll on the phone, or like I'm going to play some Rocket League to start my day or whatever. But I thought about my house isn't in order, and I would like my house to be in order. And sometimes I feel like things in my life are not working. So what are some things of a working life? What would that look like? And if I want my life to be working a little bit more, then, well, if I don't always know what to do about that, here are a few things I can think of that maybe that's a life that works a little bit better than the life that I have right now. And sometimes you would think a life where there's laundry that's put away instead of there's a clean clothes pile and a halfway clean clothes pile and then a laundry hamper. Like, that's just not a system that an adult who's put together might have. And I can't believe I have to make a whole video about it, first of all, to get myself on board with my own chores for the day. But then also that I'm making the video in the first place. Like, I don't know what's going on. But I do kind of like it, and letting myself do it my way is kind of fun. And this is apparently how I have fun while I'm doing things I don't want to do, is I do something I want to do, which builds up the steam to then I can do the thing I don't want to do, but I know it's going to feel good, and I have a theory that it'll feel good, and it also unlocks the potential to do more advanced things that I even less want to do, because I'm successful, because I did something that I didn't want to do that was small, so it was okay to do, and I did that only because I got myself in a good mood, because I have a good boost, because I was able to make a video about it. I like making videos so I feel good, so I can do small chores, so I can feel good, so I can do big chores, so I can feel good. Time for the part of the video, like the part. Like, now this is the interesting thing. Because the things in life which matter to me is building virtual community, building out systems in Resonite, and making the world a better place. More or less. And I'm not making the world a better place by doing my laundry. That doesn't matter. That doesn't change the world. That's not a big idea. I only like my big ideas. And I do not care for the element of self I'm about to express. I want to be very clear about that. This is a sheepish one for me to bring up. But if my words and ideas make the world a better place, and I think they absolutely do, because some people are like, I like your videos, I identify with them, and it's fun having something you identify with, then the more of me, even videos, I guess, apparently where I'm talking about my chores, I don't know, maybe someone wants the chore video. And I think if someone identifies with the chore video, and they have the chore video now, the world's a better place because they liked the chore video. So I made the world a better place than just my laundry, that helps me, but the chore video could help someone else, or maybe more than one other someone else, and I think that's great. And so the chore video could be more world impactful than dishes. And I think that logic doesn't have to be a problem, but to me it absolutely is. Using this logic, I have downplayed my chores. And my chores are part of my physical life. So if my chores are fall behind, my life is fall behind a little bit. And if I'm deciding to neglect my life in favor of what might make the world a better place, I can't guarantee that effect. Maybe no one receives the chore video and their life is like, oh my god, the chore video, thank you for the chore video. Like, what a silly video to bank my thoughts on. Like, I'm gonna make the world a better place, I gotta make a video about my chores. I don't think this is the sort of thing once get out the thought, dude. Okay. I try not to apply critical examination to my actions or thoughts or the things that I say, because sometimes they're so patently absurd. Because what I just described is possibly, it could be, that by making a video about chores, the world's a better place. Maybe. And so I want to gamble on my chore video. I'm going to make the world a better place. I'm going to make a video about my chores. I'm not going to do the one thing that could guaranteed make the world a better place, which is my chores. Because if I have laundry and eggs and a crock pot, I'm going to feel so successful. I'm going to be like, look at how put together I am. And ultimately, it's only ever my perceptions that shape my world. My world is all that exists. You guys could be a simulation. It's fine. But what I'm doing, what I experience, my world is better if I do my chores. My world is the world because I can only perceive the world through what I see. Like, if I want to make the world a better place, I can do chores. Guaranteed. Better. I can buy eggs. Guaranteed. Better. Better Panther Boy. Panther Boy with eggs. Better Panther Boy. So anytime I make a video, it's a video from a center of, that's a man who has eggs in his fridge. Guaranteed. Boom. Chore video? No eggs in that fridge. And if that's the only takeaway from this video, it's just basically clear that I will never run out of eggs again, because blessed be that there should never be a chore video again. Oh, but staying on topic for like 2 more minutes, and then we'll close out the video. I am deeply embarrassed that my solution to the problem of wanting to make a positive impact on the world is to gamble about a video about chores opposed to doing chores, fixing my bicycle, doing laundry, and sacrificing small requirements of my life, thereby putting my life a little bit behind in the sake of a really grand possibility idea. And what do I truly think would occur? Like, oh, the chore video is going to like launch into the stratosphere, and then Phineas Former becomes a household name, and everyone's like, wow, no one is making chore videos except for this guy. We gotta listen. That's not even like an out. Like that's not. What? No. And some of what happens is the chore video excites me, and I want to be excited, so I can make a chore video, but let's be honest about my behaviors. It's for me. Chore video is for me because I want to be excited. It's not like, oh, the world's a better place, I made a chore video. It's like, well, I'm a better place because I made a chore video. I'm just going to do my chores after. But that's for me. But by placing so much emphasis on making the video in the first place, I downplayed chores. Video is better than chores. Which means, under that mentality, if I do chores, which is a success. Chores is great. I have a cleaner house. I have eggs in my fridge. I'm a better human. I did the things that make a human better. I did my chores. And if my mentality, where only making videos and every video is a gamble on making the world a better place or making other people's lives better somehow, then anything like a guaranteed success of doing chores and feeling good no longer feels as good, because I have an imaginary opportunity cost in my head that maybe if I had made a video instead, the world would be a better place instead of just my life. A guaranteed effect that personally makes me better, opposed to a possibly a possible effect. I don't even know what's going on, dude. So I don't usually think critically about my actions because I don't like not knowing what's going on. I prefer living life according to whimsy, and making videos about chores is apparently rather a whimsical thing. But holding that mentality so sharply in mind means that doing chores and having guaranteed successes in my life will never feel as good as the imaginary success of maybe a video will do really, really good, either for my life or the world or whatever. And with this, there's 2 things. The first, I would like to get to a world where doing chores and experiencing small, guaranteed successes in my life feels good. I want to be a guy who fixes his bicycle and feels good, not I fixed my bicycle and I would have wanted to film instead. No, that's not very intentional in my actions, and that's what I'm working on in my life right now, is fixing my bicycle feels good. And if it doesn't feel good, that's a problem. That's a huge problem. And I want to flip my mentality, because usually if I do not make a video, I do not feel good. I'm a video boy these days, and that's all I want to do, and I feel good when I make a video. I want to live the kind of life where I feel good when I fix my bicycle, when I buy the crock pot, when I do the laundry, and I'm the only one who can do these things. I want to live a life where doing those basic things feels good. And right now it doesn't. I don't know how to cultivate that kind of a life, but I woke up today, recognized my behaviors, and decided to make the change that I'm going to do some of those chores and make the guaranteed successes in my life and try to ruminate on them as I'm doing them, which sounds terrible. I don't want to think about the laundry that I'm doing, but I'm gonna make myself think about the laundry because I'm gonna like put clothes in the washer and I'm gonna be like, this is a success. This is a success. Like every time I put in like a shirt or whatever, a success. And it's like, no, it's not, but I'm gonna be like, yes, it is, because now I'm a guy who's more put together. I am a more attractive human. This is a success. This is a good thing. It doesn't feel like a good thing. And that's something I want to fix. So I'm going to try really hard to do that, and that's kind of how I decided to start my day, even though I made a video about it first, because let's face it, this video was a hoot and a holler, even if only for me. But more than chores, more than successes, more than any of this, there is one massive underlying problem that I don't know how to address, and it's a true shame of mine. So anything like trying to do chores and experience gratitude towards them, it's all built upon one emblem of self-hatred that I'm actually dealing with every time I'm putting off doing chores. It's not a joke. And this is because I detest the part of myself that even presumes for a video to maybe make the world a better place. Even if demonstrably it can, people like my videos sometimes. So I have made the world a better place in some ways because some people have a happier day because some people look forward to one of these videos and now they have one of these videos, even if it's a chore video. So demonstrably, this is a good thing, I would say. I don't know for sure, but maybe. But that seems like a super ego thing to me. I'm in the position where I can make a video and it can be about stinking chores and it's gonna be a success. Or it could be a success. Because my words about chores are the best words about chores? Because a video I make is better. Like, I don't know what that mentality even is, but it absolutely is there and I don't like it. Because even the language I've been using all video about it could be a really good, a gamble to make the world a better place. So I'm going to do a really grand vision, and that's more important than the basic parts of a life. I've downplayed the basic parts of a life and built up of myself. Maybe this will be a really big thing. What's wrong with being a really small thing? I'm only one of like a zillion people on the planet. That's a pretty small thing. That's a very small fraction. And that's okay. And everyone else is equal there. Like, we are all really, really small things. And I do not like the mentality I have that I need to make a video because maybe it'll make the world a better place. And no one else can use my words in the way that I use my words, as even evidenced by people who are like, wow, I've never heard anyone put those words together in that way. So I feel a massive, huge drive to use my words as often as I can, as frequently as I can, maybe someone needs the chore video because no one's used my words in my way to describe chores the way that I have, and if that's a gap in the human experience, I feel a massive drive to make this exact video because it doesn't exist. And maybe no one else is really in the position to do that, possibly even if we only go to the very small microcosm of furries who struggle with doing chores and like VTubers with pink shoulders and blue legs and hair the color of clouds. That's a very small audience. But maybe that audience wants a chore video. And normal people can have normal videos that have to do with chores, I guess, or maybe that's just not a normal video because most people don't have to think about it. I don't know what's going on. And maybe that's part of it too, is someone who just like, wow, this guy doesn't know what's going on, and neither do I. Like, I have no idea. But I really dislike the idea that I have where it's so important that I make videos, and it's so important that I stream and broadcast, and that I do all of these things and these really big visions, and that's like what really matters. I don't like that. Because I don't like the fact that I, by nature, this entire video, the nature has been, I want to make videos, I want to do really big and grand things. I don't like imagining myself as better than any of the zillion people on the planet. And I think the behavior that I need to make a video because I could make the world a better place, that's a huge problem to me. Even if I could do that, guaranteed, I don't want that kind of power because I don't want to be better than the million zillion people. But I think part of me does because I'm a human and I want to win. I don't know. If there's two apples, I want the better apple. And that says something a good human. I'm a better human if I have a better apple than that guy. I think that's just part of being a human, and I don't like that. And I don't always feel that way. Often I want to give someone else the better apple, so then they have a better apple, and then that feels pretty good too. So now it's time to close the video with the actual mission statement of the video. This is what it's all been building for. This is actually why the video exists. Secretly not a video about chores at all, even though I didn't realize that it was not a video about chores until right now either. Because everything in a life builds together. I feel good when I make a video, so I have more energy to do chores that are small, so I can build up and do chores which are big. Because life is a chain, everything builds together, naturally. And I just described a system where things in life build. Negative things also pretty clearly build. And right now, the small negative thing is the battle I'm having where I'm overwhelmed with the things that I want to fix in life that I don't want to fix in life because to me they're problems, so I normally would play Rocket League right now. I decided to make a healthy change after recognizing that behavior. I'm going to talk about chores because I like that, and then I'm going to do chores. Recognized my behaviors, made a healthy change that way. And it's a hard decision because to make because possibly if I broadcasted instead, I could be making the world a better place and living a more grand dream. So doing chores instead, there's like a weird opportunity cost there that I'm trying to figure out. And clearly I did decide to make this video, so and that just became part of my routine. Like, I just wanted to make a chore video, so I did, and that's not really gambling on making the world a better place. Doing like a broadcast, or working on my Resonite ambitions, that's, gambling on making the world a better place. The sooner I can get my massive Resonite plans going, the sooner it might make a big impact on the world. I have to focus on Resonite. That's the problem mentality. So I'm addressing the problem mentality, and it's not about doing laundry at all, and being a successful human by having laundry done, and that's a better human. I'm doing laundry instead of possibly making the world a better place. And when I make that change, I'm addressing the problematic situation of ego where I deserve to make a video. I deserve to stream. I have the magic words. And if I'm not using the magic words, then the magic words don't exist. And so when I'm doing laundry today, and I'm like, this is important, this is a good thing to do, this is a success, what I'm actually doing is fighting the actual honest to God mentality I hate within myself, where I feel like I have the magic words and I have to put them together and I have to make videos because no one is making videos the way that I make videos. It's a gap in the world, and the human experience needs as many things. Like, if I do this, this is deeply valuable work because no one else can do what I do, really, the way that I do it. No one else should. I don't think even I should. And that right now is why doing basic ass human chores is so hard. It's not about the chores. Every time I put a laundry in the washing machine, I'm acknowledging, like, sublimate the ego. My words are not inherently more important than any of these zillion people on planet Earth. You are small, and that's a good thing. Find your place. Be a human and do chores? And that's a huge problem. It's not about laundry. Laundry will take me 10 minutes. Whatever. Like, at most. Like, I don't know, dude. And the very fact that I've attached doing laundry to massive elements of worth and my place in the universe, I think that connection has been making me miserable. I don't know how to fix it, but I recognized my behaviors and I decided to make a change. So I made a video which demonstrated doing chores for me is linked to every element of self-worth that I have, and it feels like I'm making the wrong decision by doing chores because it's possible that something big and fantastic happens if I rush my resonite things instead. That's a huge problem. So I'm going to be moving forward with intentionality in my physical life today and trying to set in those kinds of habits, which hopefully will bring down some of that really bizarre sensation that I need to be somewhere other than where I'm at. No clue how it's going to go. It's going to be really annoying and frustrating, and it's going to suck, but that's something that I just kind of need to do, and I've put it off for a really long time. And back to the beginning. My house is not in order. I'm the only one who can put my house in order. And chores is the least of my concerns. On the scope of what it is to be human, my spiritual house is not in order. This very basic problem, where I don't think people are naturally thinking that their words are the most important, and when they aren't making a video, then they're not making the world a better place. I don't think people normally have that. And that's interfering with the daily operations of my life. That is the part of my house which is not in order. That's kind of a big one to fix. It's a little overwhelming, and I'm going to start by feeling good about doing chores so I can do more advanced chores, make a video now and then so I feel good about that too, so I can work on addressing the really big problem and try to put my house truly in order. That's the video. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I'm going to walk out of frame now and feel a little sheepish about the fact that I made this video, and then I'm going to do laundry and get ready to do stuff. So, yeah, that's my day. I really hope that you're having a good day. And if you have chores to do, I hope that they don't conflate with your sense of self as it relates to the world, because that's a bummer. Okay, bye guys.